Hey everyone, welcome back to the Good Life 777. Today we're back at TK Autosports with our Gullwing AMG SLS, and TJ is going to do an oil change. We do our oil changes once a year, even though we do not meet the scheduled mileage recommended for oil changes. In all the years we've owned the SLS, we've never seen the underside of it, as we're sure most of you haven't seen the underside of an SLS either. Whenever we took it to the dealer, the car left our sight, and the next time we saw it is when we got it back. But at TK Autosports, we get an up-close and personal experience, not to mention top-notch service, along with interesting facts and explanations. We also get to see some rare and awesome cars, and amazing projects in the works. We also learned something new. We've been holding the container and pouring the oil upside down all these years. So sit back and watch TJ do his thing, and enjoy a tour of the underside of our AMG SLS. If you like what we do and don't want to miss future videos, subscribe and smash that like button and share.
The tires are original, maybe they're due for a change.
Yeah, 47th week in 2010.
So that's almost 2011. Yeah.
But they're not dry rotten, so.
Wow, clean.
Yeah, right.
What is this? Oh no,
That's just anti-corrosion crap they put over the bolts.
Oh.
Yeah, if you look around, it's actually all over everything, and they put that on. It's like a paste, and they put that on so it doesn't corrode. So when you go to take things apart, they actually come apart. It's small.
Cool. At least the drain bolt is in the right spot.
Yeah, it's in there. Still gotta take half the car apart to get to it, but
Oh, I'm looking over here.
yeah, so it's a tank.
It's
up
in there,
front
right?
here.
I see it. Wow, catalytic converters, resonators.
They sound nice without the with a nice Ford exhaust on them. You know, if you get bored of it.
Yeah, see, my spider friends have been busy.
Oh, I'm sure.
And I'm gonna have to fumigate the garage. Oh my God, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to fumigate the garage.
Do that, or you can get there's spider powder you can put on the ground.
On the ground around
Yeah.
the car?
Yeah.
Oh wow. That's good. No leaks. Excellent. Well, anyway, we're here at TK Autosports getting an oil change. I got sidetracked because I've never seen underneath. And it looks very nice.
If you want, I'll trade you a Porsche for it.
Which one?
I got a nice green Porsche I could trade for you.
Oh, that one.
No matter what it is. Yeah.
Anyway, back to the video. So this panel has to come down, whatever it's called, the cover.
Yeah, it's a little lower tray. You can take, there's two little 10mm bolts here. You can take it, kind of fish it up over, but there's no reason. You can take the whole thing down in one piece.
Oh yeah.
It's always passenger wheel, because that's where the water sits. All the bolts get rusty.
Well, it hasn't been in the rain a lot.
No.
Can you imagine if it was?
Yeah. We'll grease everything before we put it back up. That way we'll never see that again.
Voila. And everything is exposed. It looks like a little tank with the oil.
Yep.
So that can only hold maybe 3-4 quarts. Where's the rest of it? Up on top?
No, so that tank goes all the way up. You can see it curves up over.
Right.
And then you have the main line, which is coming back to the motor. Will unhook also. So you only have a quart or so in the line, but this will drain everything.
Yeah.
It's just a small tank, but it goes all the way up to the top.
I
Where
gotcha.
your dipstick is, you know, you unscrew the
Uh-huh,
top, there's a dipstick. This
Goes
is that
all the
same
way up
tank,
there?
so it just goes all the way up. Yeah.
Oh, I see it.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, you can see it once you open the, yeah, from the top. All right. Now it says it holds 10 quarts, but I'm not sure if they all come out. I'm sure maybe a
Depends
couple.
when you look at it. If it's 10, because especially dry sump, it'll always come out because your engine, the
Right.
engine doesn't hold anything. So you'll remove the oil lines, pull the drain plug and all that. So it's always going to be 10 plus the filter.
What's it?
You know, so it depends what you're looking at because there's going to be a dry and a wet. So if it's the first time the engine's ever had oil, it might take 11 quarts, but oil changes are going to be 10.
Right.
Depends where you got that info from, if it's actually 10 on an oil change.
Here we go. Shouldn't be that dirty.
No,
Hopefully.
no, definitely not.
We'll see.
That's why I have so many quarts in there too.
I can still see through it. Not bad.
That's dark, it's not awful. We've
Yeah.
seen worse.
Oh yeah, I've seen a lot worse. This is how you do oil changes. This kind of lift.
Let's see, what do we gotta do a trans service? Oh, it's a get track trans, that's kind of cool. Never really noticed.
Where's the transmission? This is it?
Yeah, this
Oh,
is
it's back here.
Yeah,
Oh, it's got a torque tube.
yeah, it's like your Corvette, yeah.
Ah, I see. You know, I didn't know that. That's why the car doesn't feel like, feels a little more balanced than I would expect. Oh, so it's back here. So what would you have to take off?
That's what I'm looking at. So we got a drain plug here. That may be the trans. And there's one here. So we might have trans and diff oil in two different spots. I'd have to look up quick and see. But so drain plugs here. There's going to be a fill plug somewhere.
Another one. This drain plug?
Yeah, there's one of them on each side. Some of them, like the GTRs, are strange. The GTRs, you actually fill it through the drain plug. So you pull the plug out, then there's another sleeve in there you pull out to drain it. And when you go to fill it, you put that sleeve up, that sets it to the level. You just put fluid until it starts coming out.
Till it starts
the
coming out,
GTR is like one drip, you know, every 1 second. Yeah, it says that in the service manual.
That's crazy.
Yep. Yeah, it's not bad. You got,
What is that?
got some coolers. There's one on either side.
Oil coolers.
Yeah, so these will
Oh,
be for your
trans-
transmission oil.
Transco.
I'm guessing transmission and differential, two separate coolers for two separate fluids would be my guess. Gotta bring this one out for a good bad day, so we're gonna run this around.
Yeah, I had this on. I took it to NJ Motorsports. It did pretty good.
Yeah.
I would say it handles like a base Corvette.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Not a
very,
Z06.
very heavy,
Yeah.
but no, it handles nice.
Everybody was like, "It's not the fastest car out there, but it's the best sounding."
Yeah.
I was like, "Okay, thank you."
Everything's gonna be hard on this one.
And that's how it's done. Ah, a lot from there.
Yeah, so this is the actual engine, right? So this is basically what's your oil pan. Your oil pan's on here. You can see some of the oil passages and everything since it's a since it's a dry sump. You don't have this big sump well in it. So this is going to drain what's left in the oil pan. This is draining the actual oil tank. And then you have the two big hoses, which are coming off the front, and that's your oil lines. What we got here? So it's going to be this big guy here that's bolted to it, and then there should be another one over here that's bolted straight to the motor. It's going to be your oil lines.
Oh. The catalytic converter say AMG on it. So we're gonna pick up 10 horsepower, right?
Yeah. Only if you put a sticker on the outside.
I put the sticker, right?
Well, running no oil actually makes you go really fast too, but it'll also destroy the motor. That's kind of the usual joke we have around here, and it is true. When engines blow up, they do run the fastest lap of their life. But
on,
that's
on the
usually
last lap.
because oil, you know, especially thick racing oil, it takes a whole lot of power to move that oil pump. So when you lose oil pressure, you do gain a whole lot of horsepower.
For a little bit, till the film wears off, right?
Yep. Yeah, that's how it works.
All right, so we got the, what do you call them, bolts? We got the bolts put in.
Yeah, drain plugs.
We got the drain
plugs,
plugs
the new
back
copper
in.
washers.
With new copper washers. You can see them right there. That's the way to do it. Make sure it doesn't come apart. Ah, I'll tell you, I'm really. What do you think of the engineering on this car?
Well, it is a great car.
Great, right?
It's, you know, when they made the car, they definitely had performance in mind. You can feel that just getting in the car. You know, it's not meant for safety and comfortable and all that kind of stuff, you know.
But it is though.
You need to go fast.
Yeah, but it's kind of comfortable.
Yeah. Well, and see, that's where the weight comes in.
Yeah.
When they design the chassis, you see, you know, they have a couple different people design the car.
Yeah.
The people that design the frame and the chassis are not the people that design the interior. So I'd imagine that they probably didn't see eye to eye on a few things when they made it, but it is a phenomenal car.
Yeah.
And going by what the price was and what it is now,
Yeah.
you can't deny it. I know you're not a Porsche fan, but you know, the same year these came out, if you went and bought a Turbo S Porsche, you'd be selling it back to Porsche for double what you paid. So,
Which one, really? Which store is a collectible right now?
the 997 are very collectible.
I'll tell you, there's one for sale for $100,000.
Yeah, yeah.
6-speed. I don't even know. I'll look it up. I'll show you. You think it's worth investing in them?
Right now it's not, because right now they're really popular. You have to find a time when they're not popular. Like when the 991s first came out.
Right.
The 991s first came out, you know, of course they were the newest and best of everything. Okay.
Good.
Yes, and if you would, I didn't think ahead, if you would grab behind you, there's a couple of those big bolts sitting on the toolbox.
This one?
Yes, just two of them. Thank you. Yep. No, not the greatest ideas, but you need two different tools to take these out. Hey, these German cars, when they talk about the Autobahn and Nürburgring, that's all they really care about.
Oh, yeah.
Extra tenth of a second here and there.
That's one thing I still have to do is go on the Autobahn.
Yeah?
Yeah. I haven't done it yet. So everything is going back. Wasn't too bad. It was only one panel with some braces to it.
That's that. Now it's filter, chuck some oil in it. She's
Okay.
good to go.
All right,
Yeah,
because this
filter's
is the tank right here, right?
Yeah, yeah, and this is just a cover
Right.
for the tank that's underneath.
Okay. And that the oil filter's probably under that.
It's under here. Yeah, see, it's right here. That's the cap. So we're just gonna pop this.
Ah, there it is. Ah, okay.
And then there's a cap right here.
There it is.
Everything look happy?
Pretty clean down there underneath. I was surprised.
They have to put it in the spot that you like, you know.
You have to like, yeah. You almost need that truck, that truck platform that you can use.
Yeah,
It's got
exactly, the
chest
stairs,
plate.
yeah.
The staircase with the stair or with the shelf on it. There's so much more room for more cylinders.
Yeah. That's the only sad
They
part.
could have put 10, right?
Intakes in an oil tank. They
12
could have
would've
put
been
12.
12 cylinders?
Oh, this thing, the way it looks screams it should have like, you know, a nice 12 cylinder. And I would have killed to see AMG build a 12 cylinder for this car.
Do they make one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do, right?
Oh yeah.
Don't they put it in the Pagani, right? That's 12 cylinders.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and that's built by AMG.
Yeah. And at the time, didn't they have the AMG wagon had a, maybe it was a 10?
It was I think that was a 10, yeah.
A wagon?
Yeah.
Oh, which wagon? The G class?
No.
Oh, the station wagon.
Yeah, the station wagon.
A real station wagon.
Yeah.
Filter, nice new O-ring.
Oh, forget that. I'm some movie director, right?
Right. And remove all those rooms and get it without leaving on the car.
There we go.
That's that.
Perfect. There's the oil going in.
I'll be right back.
Yep. Don't have too much fun.
Oh, that stuff behind comps.
Oh, geez. Great.
It is
Using Castrol Edge. There you go.
Yep, 540 European formula.
European,
That's what AMG says. 540 Castrol Edge.
European formula, any different than American formula?
If I knew the difference, I wouldn't be working on cars for a living. Yeah.
Right? You'd be making millions. So.
I'd be a chemical engineer, but no, honestly, I couldn't tell you the difference between European oil, American stock car oil, Honda oil. I can't really imagine they're too different, but who knows. We use, in just about every car that comes through, we use Driven, which is it used to be called Joe Gibbs oil. And it's just formulated for racing. It's not even for street cars because it has chemicals in it that aren't good for catalytic converters. So,
gotcha.
but usually stuff like that, or like if you go back a good couple years, diesel truck oil was what most people use in race cars, because diesel truck oil didn't have the emission standards of gasoline motors, so they could have things like graphite and phosphorus and that sort of stuff in the oil because it didn't make it through the exhaust. So most guys, if you've been racing for a while, it was always diesel oil. Which people still use because it's still, you know, there's a 540 Rotella diesel oil that we use in a bunch of stuff. Relatively cheap. You can go and buy it at like the local tractor store. You know, buy the 5-gallon jug of it. Yeah. And if you have, you know, like some of the GTRs and turbo cars that you have to change the oil so frequently because it's fuel soaked, that's the best way to go. Buy 5 gallons of diesel 550 oil, change it every 1 or 2 track days. Otherwise, if you do like our Joe Gibbs oil, it's $17.50 a quart. You know, something like a GTR, you're going to spend $170 just on oil.
For 2 days?
Yeah, for 2 days. Exactly. Yeah.
Wow. So the majority of the cars I see here, Porsches and Corvettes.
Yep.
And then BMW.
Yep. Price and dependability. Doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how much money you have. Those are usually the top two. What's the price of the car and what's the dependability of it?
Right.
Porsches, you know, when I first started, I wasn't a big fan of them. I've grown to love them, mainly for their reliability and for the kind of aftermarket and parts availability and that sort of stuff.
Like
Corvettes, I mean, you know, if you're talking about American V8 car to race with, it doesn't really get much better than that. The balance of them, the power.
Yeah, and the cost. Yeah.
Oh yeah, cost is great. And if something breaks on track, you drive 5 miles into town at a Chevy dealer, and chances are they're going to have it. Mustangs are another one. We don't have, I don't think we have any in here. But Mustangs are great cars. I like them.
Popular, yeah.
Yep. Those on a different level of you know, if you want an American sports car and either don't want a Corvette or don't have the type of money for a Corvette, that's where you're going to go into.
Right.
See, I had a steady hand until quart number 6.
Yeah, you did pretty good. I'm amazed. I would have spilled.
Well, I'll tell you the secret. It's like, clean that up before it gets.
Well, at least now it cleans the plastic. That's okay.
Yeah, right. I'll clean that all up too. You don't want that on there. So most of the time, yeah. See, these don't have them. I'll have to find you an old quart of oil. It used to tell you how to pour them. Most people hold it this way and pour it. Right?
Right.
That's how most people do. But if you do it that way, that's when you get it to come out because there's no place for the air. You're supposed to pour it this way.
Upside down.
So that way the air can come in the top and go like that. And that way you get a steady stream. Otherwise you pour it this way and that's when you get it to glug out and that's you can get all over the place.
Okay, so I learned something today.
This is what we use. This is driven racing oil, right? But the can is a pretty generic can. If you look at the picture at the top up there, it tells you exactly how to hold it. See that?
Look at that.
So that's why it's designed this way, so the oil flows out and the air flows in. So you can get a nice even pour on it. Yeah. The hinges have exploding bolts in them. So if there's a time where it rolls over or gets hit, it blows the bolts are hollow and actually have explosives.
Yeah, so you could get out. So you kick it.
It's better than a Lotus. A Lotus, you're just screwed. You're stuck.
You're done, right?
You crash a Lotus, that thing's fiberglass. It tweaks a little bit, and the doors don't.
You're about to go 10 and 2, and you can sit there.
You can't even get a Lotus at least. You can't even get your head out of the window with the helmet. Your head will be too big, so you have no way to like even see out the car.
Thank you for watching. Until next time, ciao for now.